Before we dive into the captivating history of tea, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more fascinating facts. Now, let's take a journey back in time, some 5,000 years ago, to ancient China. Our story begins with Emperor Shen Nung. As legend has it, one fateful day, a solitary leaf from a wild tea bush drifted into his pot of boiling water. Intrigued by the delightful aroma, he decided to take a sip. The emperor was so taken with the refreshing brew that he began to drink it regularly. Initially, tea was used medicinally, a herbal remedy to keep the body in balance. But over time, it evolved into the everyday beverage we know and love today. From a fortunate accident to a medicinal beverage, tea began its journey in ancient China, setting the stage for a global phenomenon. After its discovery, tea didn't stay confined to China for long. It started traveling the world. The first stops on its global journey were the neighboring lands of Japan. In the 6th century, Buddhist monks, known for their travels, brought back this fascinating beverage to their homeland. They incorporated tea into their religious ceremonies and rituals, creating a unique tea culture marked by tranquility and mindfulness. But the journey of tea didn't stop there. The 16th century marked a pivotal moment in the history of tea as it made its grand entrance into the Western world. Dutch and Portuguese traders, fascinated by this intriguing drink, introduced it to the European continent. Initially, tea was a luxury, savored only by the aristocracy, but with time it began to lose its exclusivity and soon found its way into the ordinary households. Yet, it was a Portuguese princess who truly popularized tea in Britain. When Catherine of Braganza married King Charles II of England in the 17th century, she brought with her a casket of tea. Being a tea aficionado, she made it a part of her daily routine, setting a trend that soon caught on amongst the British aristocracy. Before long, tea drinking became a quintessential British tradition, and the afternoon tea was born. It's fascinating to think that a simple leaf, plucked from a bush in China, could travel so far and wide, weaving itself into the fabric of so many different cultures. With each new place it reached, tea adapted and evolved, taking on new forms and flavors. From the matcha of Japan, the chai of India, to the English breakfast tea, it's the same leaf, yet so different. Thus, from the tranquil monasteries of Japan to the bustling streets of Europe, tea found its way into the hearts and homes of people worldwide. The sweeping popularity of tea eventually led to its commercialization. As the thirst for this delightful beverage grew, the East India Company was established in the 17th century. This British enterprise sought to monopolize the tea trade, paving the way for large-scale cultivation and distribution. But the story doesn't end there. The verdant slopes of India and Sri Lanka soon became the backdrop for extensive tea plantations. These new sources of tea helped meet the burgeoning demand in Europe and further boosted tea's global stature. Yet the trade and taxation of this precious commodity weren't without conflict. Remember the Boston Tea Party? The act of dumping chests of tea into the harbor was a significant event in American history, a defiant response to taxation without representation. The commercialization of tea not only made it a popular beverage globally, but also played a pivotal role in historical events. From a humble leaf to a global sensation, the journey of tea has been truly remarkable. It all began in ancient China, where tea was used not only as a drink, but as a form of medicine. As time passed, the love for this aromatic beverage spread across the globe, from the royal courts of Europe to the bustling streets of India. Tea, in its many forms, has woven itself into the fabric of societies worldwide. In Britain, it's synonymous with comfort and hospitality. In Japan, it's a symbol of tranquility and harmony. In India, it's a staple of daily life. This unassuming leaf, transformed by water and heat, has played a part in shaping history, influencing trade, and bringing people together. Today it continues to leave its mark, evolving and enchanting in its own unique ways. Whether you're enjoying a quiet moment alone or sharing stories with friends, remember the rich history that brews in every cup of tea. Until next time, keep sipping and keep learning.